Hey everyone, it's Christian, your Vancouver Realtor, and the topic for today's video is you too can be a real estate genius. And if you enjoy the content, the stories of this video, give us a thumbs up or just subscribe. We love having you. Now, in real estate, it's the 3 L's: location, long-term, and leverage. And if you do those 3 L's, you are going to do just fine. The best things in life are very, very simple. I've learned this studying the greats, whether it's Warren Buffett or reading biographies on guys like Chip Wilson, for example, of Lululemon. Simple things are often the right answer. And so that's what we're going to look at. And the very first thing you want to know when it comes to being a genius in real estate is location. Where's the best place to buy? Now, you're pretty lucky here in Vancouver and the greater Vancouver area because we live in an incredible part of the world. Our natural beauty is off the charts. People are dying to get into our country and to move and live and study in Vancouver. So you really can't go wrong with a lot of locations. That said, however, there are a few places that, if you do an apples to apples comparison here, you'll see certain areas do better and outperform. Let me give you an example. So if we went back to the 2010 Olympics and let's say you were looking for a 2-bedroom condo, I had a colleague who just helped the client sell a 2-bedroom in right near New West SkyTrain station. And I think they sold it for something like $560,000, okay? And the buyer had bought it in pre-sales, I believe, around the Olympics. And so for around $400,000. So they made a profit of about, let's say, $160,000, right? Maybe a little bit less after commissions and fees. Not bad. Had they focused on the downtown Vancouver area, you could have bought a 1990s, maybe nothing special, a standard condo, but at the same price in the 400,000s, a 2-bedroom in downtown Vancouver. You could have bought it around the time of the Olympics. Fast forward to now, 2021, and that same property is selling between $750,000 and $800,000. So it's just an example of how, in this case, taking $400,000 to buy would have been a lot better to put it in downtown Vancouver versus downtown New West. Well, that's one example, right? And sometimes you see these imbalances where you see certain areas kind of jump up and are a little bit overpriced, and then certain areas lag for times. I think downtown Vancouver right now is really lagging. I'm surprised it's been that we haven't seen a push up higher in prices, but we'll see. I'm sure it's coming down the road. The other thing about location is, cities change. The face of the neighborhood and character of the neighborhood changes very quickly over time. And a great example of this is Surrey. When I'm not originally from Vancouver, so I came to Vancouver with a fresh pair of eyes. I don't have any stereotypes of different pockets of the region. But a lot of people who've grown up in Vancouver, or anywhere in the Vancouver region, the moment you mention Surrey, there's this knee-jerk reaction like, oh, no way, I can't go there. And it's gangs, violence, drugs. That's not so true. Maybe that was true 15 years ago. I think Surrey's changed a lot. There's a lot of pockets of that city that are really quite beautiful. And most of the homes now are over $1 million. So, for example, one area of Surrey is the West Newton area, or specifically Sunshine Hills. I mean, this is a quieter part of Surrey. It's, you've got supermarkets, big, so convenience, big homes, nice lots, easy access to get to Vancouver or bomb down to the U.S. border. Very, very nice pocket of Surrey. So, and it should not be dismissed. And we really, and you too, really have to change with the city. So don't ever hang on to stereotypes or be dismissive of a certain location. You'd be surprised how fast neighborhoods can change. Look, you only need to go back to the 1990s. And Yaletown wasn't even Yaletown, right? So if Yaletown can change that fast, so can other pockets of the city too. Now, the second L here is long-term. You've got to think long-term in real estate. You've got to think long-term in stocks as well. So any kind of investing, you want to think 20, 30 years out. And the reason why here is if you, let's say you were to buy into stocks, there was a fact I came across that said 1 year from today, the chance that the stock market is higher than it is today is 75%. 5 years from today, the chance the stock market is higher than it is today is 99%. The same holds true for real estate. The longer you own it, the longer your odds are that you're going to be making money on it. And once you get to about 5 years, you're free and clear. Okay, and the value of your place is a lot more than when you bought it. Now, a couple of differences between stocks and real estate, though, and I think the advantages of real estate, one is you're locked in. It's a commitment, right? Like once you buy a home, you're there. You know, you can't. It's different than stocks. Like a year and a couple of months ago, we had the pandemic. In March, the lockdown. And we saw panic selling on the stock market. And it's easy just to log into your brokerage account and, click, 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 and you've sold your entire portfolio. And I've talked to people last year who did that. And, they would have lost, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 just because they panic sold. Real estate, you can't do that, right? Because it takes a few weeks for me to analyze, assess your situation, decide whether or not it's even worth you selling. And of course, there's the process of having to put your home on the market and so on. You can't just sell quickly. So it's, and usually with real estate, the good thing is you can ride out the storms. The second advantage is with real estate, your house is not repriced every day. And, you got a roof over your head. Maybe if you're living in a house or a townhouse, you got a nice little backyard. You're enjoying life, right? You're not concerned about the price of your home every day. Why would you even care? In stocks, the problem is the market is offering you a new price every single day, a business day. And if the market's down 10% week on week, you start to panic. Right? And so the advantage there with real estate is you don't know. You don't know day to day the value of your home, and you don't need to. It's immaterial, so it's a huge advantage. So you just really want to think long term, 20, 25, 30 years. Big problem is a lot of people want to get rich fast, and that's when you see these trends that come in. And I was reading Warren Buffett talk about this as well, Bitcoin, Tesla. And it looks great. Oh yeah, this is the gravy train. I'm going to get rich fast. But I mean, there's so many unknowns with a cryptocurrency, right? I mean, Buffett calls it rat poison because it's not really a store of it doesn't grow value for you like a company would or a dividend-paying stock. So you've got to be careful with things like that, especially if you don't know enough about it. I personally don't know anything and don't care to about cryptocurrencies or even a company like Tesla. I do know Elon, having read his biography, I've read about 400 or 500 pages of Elon Musk and Tesla. That said though, just a little bit of research, 6 weeks ago, I was stunned when I found that the PE ratio, meaning price to earnings ratio, how much you're paying for $1 of earnings from the company, was over 1,000. Generally, the average company is like $20 to $30, and Tesla is like over $1,000, the PE ratio. So I just couldn't believe it. I wouldn't touch that stuff. But I know a lot of people jump on that and they think, hey, yeah, I'll get rich fast. You got to be really careful when it comes to fads. I call them financial fads. Number 3, leverage. Leverage is something that took me a long time to figure out. Wasn't until my mid-30s that it really hit me. I wish it would have hit me a lot earlier. But the leverage is just very simple, guys. Imagine you're buying a house, the house is $100, and I told you, you know what, you only need $5. And the bank here is going to come and give you the other $95. If you qualify, meaning you got a job, you've got good credit, and so on. That's an awesome deal. You're getting a $100 home, plus it's a roof over your head for 5% of the purchase price. Like, where else can you do that, right? Plus, this home is probably going to go up in value over time. And that's the second big benefit over time, because the population growth, right? And home building can't keep up with it. So homes go up in value, especially in an area like Vancouver where everybody wants to be here. So people keep moving here from Canada, from the US, and even obviously from abroad. But the thing you want to take away here is, imagine you have that $100 home and it goes up $5 in value, 5%, $105. You've only put in $5 of your own money. That's 100% return for you. Cash on cash, right? Where else do you get that, right? And the best part is, if the value goes down, you're not affected, because the bank's not going to take the home away from you as long as you keep making the mortgage payments. So that's the beauty of real estate. Use leverage. Average people use leverage to become rich, really, really rich, right? Over the long term. That's how it works, okay? And so that's what I want to leave you with. Last point here is, you may have just seen it, that news coming across the internet, that the banks will be applying a new stress test. The stress test, meaning to qualify for a mortgage, you had to show that you could support either 4.79% mortgage or 2% higher than what you're getting from the bank. Well, that's changing. It's now 5.25%, meaning you just need to show that you can support a higher mortgage. And what it really boils down to is, it's going to cut your buying power by 5%. So, for example, if you were buying a $600,000 home, and let's say you're putting in $60,000 of your own money, 10%, you are now probably going to have to look at buying a home for about $575,000, $580,000. You're going to get, that purchasing power is going to be chopped off, because the bank is going to lend you less money. If you've got more questions about that, or just about real estate here in Vancouver, give us a shout or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.